Some people work harder than others. That's human nature.
It was with very special guest, Slick.
I don't know about very special guest, but the last time we saw Jerry Trupiano, he was wearing the canary yellow. Apparently, he's decided to go with the black instead. But I don't want to talk about your fashion. I want to talk about Game 1 and Game 2. Now, you and I had completely different perspectives of the Red Sox last night. You've been around plenty of times when the Red Sox have choked games away. I felt very comfortable with a 5-0 lead. You weren't quite as comfortable, especially in the 7th.
I got a little uptight in the 7th inning. I started to get a little, I don't know if I would say worried, but actively concerned would be the expression. But they came out on top. But we were talking off the air about being here, and the Red Sox with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, back in the early 90s, having a 3-run lead, and Mike Stanley lined out to Mike Greenwell. The game was over, except the kid from a church group ran out into foul territory. So John Shulock, the umpire, says you have to replay the final out. Well, the Yankees went on to score 4 times and beat the Red Sox that afternoon. So as Yogi said, until it's over, it's never over.
Yeah. See, I pretty much thought it was over when they ruled Walker's home run fair, because they said, you know what, in the past, whether it's Yankee Stadium or somewhere else, that always goes against the Red Sox. It finally went for him last night. Got to talk about Johnny Damon. You and I just a minute ago watched him take batting practice. Looked pretty good. I talked to him. He said if he feels better tomorrow than he did today, expect to see him probably in the lineup on Saturday.
Yeah, when I talked to Grady Little for the pregame show, I said, is it possible that you'll have, or probable that you'll have Johnny Damon back on Saturday? He says, we're hopeful to have Johnny Damon back on Saturday. So from what we saw in batting practice here, I think, you know, the signs are hopeful. And we'll see how he feels tomorrow. They'll have a slight little workout, a little bit of a workout at Fenway tomorrow. And then we'll go from there and see what happens on Saturday. But he's been such a big part of this ball club. You can't wait to get him back in there.
Yeah, I mean, Damon was just saying a little while ago as well, he's not sure how he's going to feel. Still hadn't taken batting practice till tonight. Wasn't planning on going full out in the field either. Let's talk about the bullpen last night. From Alan Embry to Mike Timlin to Scott Williamson. We just had Sean McAdam on a few minutes ago. It may have taken 170 some odd games, but looks like they finally found their closer. And last night, I think Grady said real quickly, Troop, that during the offseason, he wants to have a closer. I think that's probably why he brought him in the 9th inning as opposed to stretching out Mike Timlin.
Yeah, I think you got to build a bullpen from the backside to the front. And I think that's a lesson learned by the Red Sox. Scott Williamson, if he's throwing strikes, he can be very, very tough. He's got the slider, he's got the splitter, he's got a good fastball. If he can throw strikes, he can be dominant. He didn't throw strikes the other night in Oakland, and Derek Lowe had to bail him out. Hopefully it's the Scott Williamson we saw last night more often than not.
All right, Troop, thanks so much. Joseph Abboud, Jerry Trupiano joining us here at Yankee Stadium. Prior to Game 2, Andy Pettit on the hill for the Yanks. Derek Lowe going for the Red Sox.
All right, Slick, thanks a lot. We will talk to you tonight later on at 10 o'clock. And Trupiano, thank you. Coming up next on Mohegan Sun's New England Sports Tonight, Extra Points. Tangway and I will debate the merits of Todd Walker versus Damian Jackson. Damian Jackson certainly is on this field a lot, Tangway. We'll debate it.
Of default on the field of play as the New York Empire grew by 26.
But then the War of Worlds began, and the Yankees would be scorned as evil by the rebel Red forces from the north.
And then last night, the latest battle left the New York Empire wounded. And now, the Red Sox stand just 3 games away from that final frontier of defeating the enemy empire.
But will the Empire strike back?
Reaches out and pokes one down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. Umpire Tim McClellan is overruled, and it's 3-0. On the Red Sox, a huge Game 1 victory.
We all know it's about the destination, not the journey, but it's the Yankees who have to cowboy up now. There haven't been many quiet nights at the stadium in October, but Boston found a way to silence the pinstripes and the past. Of course, you don't win a series with one game, but it sure put a crimp in the Yankees' October plans. Don't forget, they have been here and done this before and managed to come out on top. Welcome inside the Fox Network Center. Jeannie Zalaska along with Kevin Kennedy. The force be with you.
You too.
Yes, thank you. No panic, by the way, in the Bronx because, as I said, they've been here and done this 7 times. Joe Torre's Yankees have dropped the opener of a series. 6 times they've come back to win.
And if history tells you anything, it tells you that Andy Pettitte comes up big on a night like this. And how about the job that Tim Wakefield did? The confidence that Grady Little gave him in spring training. Said, you're going to be a starter. No more fooling around bullpen, long relief. You're going to be a starter. And how about game 1? He did a great job. And Johnny Damon, healthy, swinging, taking batting practice. Could be ready this weekend.
Yeah, maybe game 3. Turns out all's fair and love and war between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and that includes a poll. You know, the one at the end of the right field line where Todd Walker left his mark and a kid from Bergen County was forced to leave his seat? Nothing surprises Joe Torre anymore.
I mean, we played these guys, it was even all year. And I think each game is going to have to stand on its own. And you know, we just didn't pitch well enough.
The formula for the Boston Red Sox is our offense is so good that if we get a quality start like we did tonight, we're going to be tough to beat. There's no doubt about it.
We go to the series notes, especially right here at the top. Derek Lowe versus the Yankees this year, 2-0 with a 5.5 earned run average. However, he's 6-5 on the road with a 6.11 earned run average. That's not going to get it done. Andy Pettitte has pitched extremely well in 4 ALCS starts, 4-0, 2.5 earned run average. The Yankees, though, hitting .213 in the postseason. That's not going to get it done. So it's going to be the Yankee bats versus Derek Lowe's sinker. We'll find out.
We sure will. A chance meeting, by the way, between Pedro Martinez and David Ortiz at a restaurant in Santo Domingo. Maybe the best thing to happen to the Sox in almost a century. A phone call later, he signed in Boston. The rest is history. Now going into game 1, 0-for-21 versus Mussina. Mussina says he's a better hitter now, Kevin.
Well, take a look at David Ortiz right here. Keeps the hip in, the shoulder in, short compact swing, the power via the back arm, the concentration genie. Short compact swing because he learned how to hit in Fenway Park, going opposite field, and now he can turn on fastballs when you try to pitch him in. And that's what happened last night. That's why Boston's up 1-0. And tomorrow night, game series tied. Cubs, Marlins, Kerry Wood on the mound versus Mark Redmond.
All season long, Fox Sports and Sprint have been interactive. During tonight's game, you're going to have the chance to make your voice heard with Sprint Virtual Manager. Use your PCS Vision phone from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com to vote. Still ahead, Derek has already seen his low point. What's a crowd of 57,000 Yankee faithful? And Kevin Kennedy has the lowdown on the pinstripes, Mr. Fix-It.
On the other side, tonight's starter for the Yankees, Andy Pettitte, with his team down 1-0, stepped up and pitched a huge game against the Twins. You take the number 4 train, you get off at Yankee Stadium, and tonight you walk through the gates and you join us for game 2 of this American League Championship Series on Fox. And welcome to the broadcast booth. Well, who would have thought coming into last night's game, the Boston Red Sox, they were worn out. How could they roll into Yankee Stadium and come away with a win? Well, they did behind Tim Wakefield. On the other side, Mussina, the rest didn't work out well for the New York Yankees. And Tim McCarver, I guess when you look at the overall situation, what a huge win it was here last night for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, of course, everybody in sports has heard that term, playing with house money. And that's exactly what the Boston Red Sox are doing after winning last night's game with their number 3 starter. Think of the Yankees' plight if they lose the game tonight. After an off day tomorrow, they go into Fenway Park and face Pedro Martinez down 2-0.
Joe Torre telling us before the game, this is a do-or-die situation, a must-win. However, if we don't win the next day, I'll tell you that it really wasn't a must-win. With that being said, we turn to Brett Boone, and we'll ask you about these 2 starters. Tell me about Derek Lowe. He's kind of a one-pitch guy, isn't he?
He is. I mean, you know what you're going to get. He's going to throw you a sinker, sinker, sinker. He's going to occasionally mix in a slider. But pretty much, when in doubt, he's coming with a sinker. He'll change speeds with it, too.
On the other side, you've got Andy Pettitte. What a year he had, and what a huge start he had, as we said, in Game 2 against Minnesota.
Seeing Andy this year, it's the best I've seen him. I mean, there's just no pattern to him. You'll come up one at bat, he'll throw you all fastballs. Next at bat, he'll go to the curveball change. I mean, he's got 5 pitches. He's got the fastball, he's got the cut fastball, he's got the curveball, the slider, and the changeup. So you just never know what you're going to get.
That is the matchup tonight. Derek Lowe, Andy Pettitte, the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees. Last night, I guess there was a spell cast around here under a full moon. A little bit of everything, including a runaway challenger. It was a victory for the Boston Red Sox. It's Game 2 tonight.
Because you're mine. You better stop the thing that you do. I said, oh, watch out. I ain't lying.
Sox is